What's up? It's Carcino here. We're live on Carcino for Life channel, and we're going to give it to you straight. The NBA, the National Basketball Association, how you doing, Mr. DAZN, has come out with a bunch of changes that they were entertaining like about a year ago. They brought it up in a press conference. A lot of people didn't hear that. I heard that, and we've been going forward ever since. She's resting in the hospital right now, but she's doing well. For right now, she's asleep. Now, let's get into this. Yeah, I told y'all about Luka. Luka's a serious player. Well, McFat said that the only way for that to happen, he got to win a championship for him to be great. And can't nobody be great until they win the NBA championship. There's been plenty of great players. Dave Bean, like, you serious? These guys are great. They just didn't have great situations. They couldn't force trades back then. So it is what it is, but it's not going to stop anything. Now, let's get into these changes. Because this is why you can't compare and go through all of these different stats. All stats are going to be thrown away the moment they do this. It's already at a point it could be thrown away. They've made so many changes that it alters the game that you can't compare a player from today to a player of yesterday because they made it so easy for you to score. And because they made it so easy for a human being to come and score points, it presents no type of difficulty when it comes to doing what someone else did years ago. Someone who had 6-7 rebounds during the 90s compared to somebody having 6 rebounds now, it's like, are you kidding? It's like night and day. The way I look at it is a little different because I see the game fall out the way it is. They did it to increase the scoring in the league. They think the more people score, the more people are going to be interested. The interest in the NBA wasn't about the scoring. Nobody had a problem. Like, man, they need to score more. People love a good defensive game. They just want to see competitiveness. And doing that, they've ruined the competitiveness of the sport. And what you're having is the most lopsided ball games in basketball history. Well, no one wants to talk about it, but that's what's happening. Nope. A lot of people blame James Harden and omit people like LeBron James. I don't understand it. Mm-hmm. You said it, buddy. Curry didn't ruin the game. Curry was doing what he was doing. The league is a monkey see, monkey do organization. Mm-hmm. Well, like I said, it's a monkey see do situation. They see Steph Curry shooting from half court and doing all these things and then shooting all these threes. Next thing you know, everybody want to be Steph Curry. God, like I can do that. But Steph Curry's winning championships. You guys are not. Don't forget to hit the like button, people, when you come in here. I appreciate it. What beat the Lakers, what beat the Cavs and LeBron and stopped him wasn't Steph Curry. It was the combination of playing basketball. They move the basketball around. They run sets versus a team that only throws one pass and then that's it. Kevin Durant is what makes the league exciting. That's an unguardable scoring machine. You said it, a freak of nature. If the world would be shocked if they won a championship with that team. You kidding? So, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I blame a lot of these changes on trying to cater to LeBron James. In order to make LeBron James the guy, they got to make some changes to allow him to be great. Because LeBron isn't a guy that can get by people anymore without breaking all the rules. They have to swallow the whistle on certain things. Oh, he's doing this. Let's swallow the whistle. Oh, he's doing that. Let's swallow the whistle. There's a such thing as a superstar call and obvious fouls. What LeBron just does is obvious. He can't get by anybody anymore, so they allow people to push off now. Pushing off is allowed in the NBA. You couldn't do that in the 80s and 90s. You couldn't push a guy off like that. You couldn't go raise your arm up. If you raised your arm this high at somebody, that was an offensive foul. There was no wiggle room around it. There was no, we gonna try something new later down the road. No, you're out of here. So if they swallow the whistle and allow you to play the game that's best suited for you, I mean, what are we talking about? But as we can see it, gameplay is suffering because most people in the game today, they're not accustomed to doing what they need to do. A lot of people can't, the referees can't control the action. There's too much going on. Why wouldn't I respect Isaiah Thomas? Isaiah is from my city. But they would have screwed up had they had Isaiah Thomas. If Michael Jordan played with Isaiah Thomas early in his career, you kidding? You talking about 7 championships before, you probably talking about 16 championships. I heard something beep, so that might be a Cash App on my phone. If you sent the Cash App, I appreciate it, Chris. Thank you very much, man. And everybody else, if you want to send a Cash App, thank you. I appreciate it. My name Carcino on the Cash App. Or you can hit the Streamlab up. That's in the description box. But the ratings are down at a large number. The NBA is thinking it's the format. It's not the format. It's not people bored with the tournament style of the game. Mm-hmm. Frank right about that. Well, the thing is, I don't know who works for the NBA, like in everybody in that front office, but it's too much player influence nowadays than it was before. This would have never went on in the Stern era. And Adam Silver Slipper is going to screw it all up. Pretty soon they're going to revert back to the original format once this new format don't work. It's going to work for 1 year, and they're going to think this is going to be a constant thing that people are going to like. It's going to irritate people who are watching. They're going to irritate these people who are sitting around here watching this, man. So they're going to have a mid-season tournament with 30 teams. And then, I guess what's going to happen, you got 30 teams competing for this cup or whatever it is, mid-season. What is that going to mean? So if you win this mid-season tournament, do you get an NBA championship or whatever? How does that count towards the NBA championship? The season is going to be cut down to 78 games. Making the season shorter does not dictate anything. Okay, you trim it down 3 games. What? They're trying to take college formats and while they're trying to change the game, they're trying to do college formats or what have you. It's just not, the game is not the problem. Okay, the people are tired because nowadays you have lack of talent. Players who need development and they're not ready to perform right away. You have a lot of problems with that. You have a bunch of guys out there who are not really NBA ready. And those who are NBA ready, they come in the game, it's one pass, shoot for three. One pass, shoot for three. And it's so easy. There's nobody in the lane. Once you get by the first guy, you can get to the lane and do whatever you need to do. It's high pick and roll basketball. That's all it is now. Well, he's gone anyway, so no one's worried about him. Right. There's no fundamentals in it no more. The game is shot. It's some teams that still playing basketball, like the Spurs. Sometimes you just don't have the personnel. And sometimes you don't have the guy that you can go to down the lane. I mean, when the game's on the line and play the game the right way. Golden State was winning with the Spurs format. That's basically the sports format: is everybody moving, keep the tempo up, and that's how you beat LeBron. If the pace is too fast, he can't compete. He breaks down. He's like, Melo got a job. Everybody disappointed in his stats. The man played 3 games and he's averaging what, double figures? And why are you complaining? I told people this is what he's gonna be forever. Since they started the flopping rule, LeBron James has not gotten called for flopping. Are we kidding? The Blazers' problems, Carmelo wasn't sent there to save the Blazers. He was sent there to help them. The Blazers' problem is not just Carmelo Anthony. They are missing key players. Nurkic is out. The guy that they let go away, who they could have used in his place, is not there anymore. Zach Collins is gone. Dame's been out for a couple of games because of a sore back. That him and CJ backcourt, that stuff is not going to last forever. One of them was going to have to move, and I said that 2 years ago. I was shocked they paid both of them to stay and keep the backcourt together. CJ got to be moved. That's just all to it. It's Dame's team, Dame City. CJ, they gave that money to, they need to move him. You got to start shaking things up. No, that's just because my hair is like this. I could spin my hair around, my hair is just thin. Not like LeBron thin. That's because Luka's running the point. Well, here's the thing about teams like Phoenix and what you're talking about. And for people that, well, they're not going to get this long, but if they do, this is a live stream. People watch it in replay and they think I'm reading a teleprompter or something. They're like, "You reading a teleprompter?" I'm like, "Nah." Denver's hard to beat at home. That's just facts. They are really tough to beat at home. So that's a tough stretch for Phoenix. Phoenix being like a 500 basketball team is incredible. Well, the Nuggets are 12-3. They were number one in the West last year. Hello. What you think they were going to do? Start losing games? It's just that people don't really focus on what they need to be focused on. How many people are afraid of Denver? Not many. But they play a game of basketball in which people feel like when they need to focus on it, they can beat them. But they play a style of sharing the basketball around, and you've seen the most 20 points, 17. You've seen the most double-doubles you've probably seen in your life. Everybody's averaging about 20 points if they want to. So what does 20 points a game really mean nowadays? So that bar has been raised. You know, some of the greatest players in NBA history averaged about 20 points a game. You know, because back then it meant something. You know, the game and the style of play is different. So it wasn't let me go out and score 40 or 50 a night. You know, you got guys averaging 36 and 37 a night when, you know, people are shooting threes like they free throws. And when you got the referees trying to control the game the way they are, it's hard to do it when guys are shooting threes from half court. It's hard to make a game interesting. So you're seeing a lot of bad calls. It's like, why are you even calling that? It's been everything out here has been an offensive foul or a push off. Anything LeBron James is doing, what has he done this season, LeBron James, that someone else in the league hasn't done better this season? What has he done that he's number one in? Y'all bragged about LeBron James because they told you about this stat. That's not even a stat. He's got a triple-double against every team in the NBA. Really? How long before Russell Westbrook break that record? How long before James Harden break that record? How long before Luka Doncic breaks that record? It's not even a record. It doesn't mean anything. Yet and still, they push that out narrative to try to build the legacy of this bump. With all the things that was laid out for LeBron James, when he passed Michael Jordan in points, Jordan did it in less games. And he wasn't shooting threes to get it. Oh, yeah, we had a lot of trolls show up in different accounts and all this talking crazy and reckless. And as many fake accounts they got, the block button and the rejection button has never been slow. True. Well, all this promotion for LeBron and the Lakers. Look at the Lakers. They pushed the Lakers. I'm like, how many games you seen the Los Angeles Lakers in? Mm-hmm. You got a lot of people out there playing their hardest. I mean, it's guys out there playing ball. I mean, Dallas proven Dallas proven that they're ready to contend, like to be a playoff team, not a championship team, just a playoff team. And when the Warriors are out the way they are, there's nowhere for them to go. Just nowhere for them to go. Well, people always want to make sure that they have the best thing available for the people that's there. You feel me? You always want to make sure you got the best thing available for you. Right. Today is Oscar Robinson's birthday. Well, it was his birthday. One of the greatest basketball players ever to live. That was a great year when they played the 60 games. You know what people don't like about that year is how short it was. Players couldn't really get into rhythm. This was almost worse than the 99 strike because we're headed back to another strike. Well, I love the game. I love the game of basketball. I love the game as a purist. I love when the ball's moving around and guys are playing basketball the way it's supposed to be played. That stuff is beautiful to watch. I enjoy watching a Clippers game, but more than I do a Lakers game. You seeing better basketball being played by the Clippers than the Lakers. So the Lakers have only lost 2 games though, but I've seen better games played by the Clippers. If I'm watching the Clippers game, that's all I want to see. I think he'll be a little bit. He probably do a little bit better, but ultimately, Marquez Fultz is not NBA ready, and he wasn't going to be NBA ready. I think he had some type of accident on a motorcycle that wasn't reported, from what I'm hearing, and it because he wasn't shooting like that in college. He got out there and I'm like, what is that? Yeah, 72 points. That's because Harrell and Lou, that's like considered 70 points a game. But the trust level is it's so good to see that in the NBA with the Clippers. I mean, the Clippers are a serious team. And rather let it, the games play out the way they should. The NBA want to make their marquee game, which is now the Clippers and Lakers. They're trying to schedule it to where it would mean something. So to help LeBron be in position to do that, it makes it better for them. I wish they would get marketing over there and get him off the Bulls. Lori Marketing has done all he could for the Bulls. I got a video coming out about Patrick Patterson. So just stay tuned. From year 10 to year 17, I said he became a better 3-point shooter. He's not drastically better. He's just a little better than he used to be. He's more balanced now on his 3-point shot than he was about 6, 7 years ago. He makes sure his body's a little straighter. So he has worked on that. But other than that, he hasn't really. I don't see the second coming of no Magic Johnson and Simmons at all. He does not. You can't be a Magic Johnson. That's just out. Magic is a one of one. Magic was a born leader. That's not Ben Simmons. Magic was vocal. Magic was energy. No, nothing about his gameplay indicates a Magic Johnson. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm just reading you guys' comments. The reason I came live today, because today I couldn't put out a lot of videos because, certain circumstances. So I said, well, let me at least go live and talk to you guys. And that's what we're doing here. So I'm reading your comments and watching you guys go back and forth. Iguodala won't save Houston. Iguodala won't play in Houston. This is Iggy's last season in the league. Okay, so if he comes back, he's only going to play a half a season. People, and I don't think the Grizzlies even want to let him go right now. They don't have to trade him. They got into the trade deadline to move him, and they'll wait till probably before the end of the trade deadline and move him somewhere. And then it's up to that team if they're going to buy him out or whatever. Ask Dame Lillard what happens to playoff P. He don't have to be playoff P no more. He could be play the background P. We got Lou Williams and we have Kawhi to close out that fourth. We don't need you to be that guy. Have you seen how he's been playing now since he ain't got that pressure? Some people, all you need to do is alleviate that pressure. You see, he don't have that pressure. He's painted as they painted him. They bringing him on the team. Paul George. Paul George is exactly what he needed. He's like, I need a Paul George, a guy that can play defense, a long body who can shoot the threes and stretch them out. But he don't have to be that guy. If he ain't got it going, no problem. Like tonight, he didn't have it going that much. But you saw what happened. Now he's had 30 and 10 for 4 straight games. LeBron James ain't done it. Luka's done it. Jordan has done it. James Harden has done it. The league is different. He's not a great passing point guard. He can't pass like Magic. He can't move up the court like Magic. Magic, dude, you really haven't seen Magic Johnson. If you've seen Magic run the point, you'll be like, man, that was incredible. The way they pushed the ball back then, they could control the game. You control the tempo. That's why the Lakers was so devastating back then. The Lakers was playing at a pace so fast. That's why it was called Showtime. It was like watching a show. The way they get the ball and run. Boom, 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 boom. Hit. Zip, zip, zip. And Magic know what guys are at. And he ain't even looking at them. He don't. Oh, good night, Mr. Sledge, and thanks for holding it down with the wrench. I appreciate it. Oh, you ain't gonna have Showtime with LeBron. You gonna have slow time. It's slow time. He been running slow time for a long time. And here he comes, LeBron running that slow time. Denver plays basketball. The Nuggets, that's why they win games. You're going to always be in a game when you're not playing. The NBA was played like this: control the tempo, the clock is your friend. And this is why when somebody had a 13-point lead in the fourth quarter back in the 80s and 90s, you might as well turn the TV off. They ain't finna come back and win. That's going to take a miracle. Because the way they play the game, they're going to run the clock down. People now, they running up the clock. They had a 5-point lead with 1 minute to go. They shooting the doggone ball. It's like, what are you shooting a three for? You need to run this clock down, try to get to the line and shoot with as little time left on the clock as possible. You will send teams right now with 5, 6 point leads in 1 minute in like 50 seconds and lose the game. To me, it's just baffling. I'm like, they were up 6 with like 27 seconds. How you lose this game? How? It's impossible. See, this guy's talking about LeBron got more game winners than LeBron. LeBron got more game winners than Jordan. Jordan didn't have to always go down to a game winner. He went in a dogfight with garbage teams. Sorry if his situations didn't appear that had to go to a game winner. They just won the game. He hit more game winners than him. Yeah, when the game is tied, we go to overtime. How many game winners LeBron's hit that the situation is if he mits, they lose or they're eliminated from the playoffs? Something with real consequence. Yeah, I read what you said. You said how many of those went when his team was down or faced on free throw line to win? And you saying not many. I'm like, Mike wasn't in a lot of those situations. I bet you LeBron was in a lot of those situations, probably more than Jordan, because that's what he is. The only thing LeBron has done is he's handled the pressures of being an NBA star better than I thought he would. There's no pictures of him going to jail, you know, getting crazy and doing stuff because his drug is the fame, the ego. Everybody look at me. He loves that. He's a big kid. So he knows I can't look bad at all. He won't do anything to make himself look bad. I mean, this guy is self-conscious over his hair. That tells you right there. All those millions and millions of dollars. And he worried about his hair. Yep. So here we reached the 1 hour mark. I want to thank you guys for coming on. I'm gonna get out of here. They'll try to give him one before he gets out the door. And that's it. Then they can cancel the LeBron James era. But that's about it. But I'm out. Thanks for tuning in, man. I hope you guys support the page. Go to the Cash App, Carcino, or you can click the link in the description box right there where it says donate. I appreciate it.